In the previous video about the oil consumption test, I kind of alluded to this next video that I had a transmission problem with the car. So from earlier on when I first got the car, the transmission was really hard to get in and out of gear. So a lot of people was like, oh, you don't know how to drive a stick, all this other stuff, you know, internet, it is what it is. But finally, like right around say 2,000 miles on the car, I usually just driving 6-speed, probably like cruising like 70 on the highway, and all of a sudden I get like this strong burnt clutch smell coming into the car. I was like, what in the heck? So, you know, got back home, drive the car, parked it, smelled the clutch. So like, that's not right. So I went to the dealership and I told them about it. And they were like, oh, you know, the Hellcats have a stiffer clutch and you may smell some transmission clutch burning. So I was like, hey, that's bull. So I actually called the SRT team and told them the problems that I was having. So here forward, a couple thousand miles later, I'm driving the car, same thing happens again. But this time I had like a big poof of like clutch coming out the vents out of the front, and I was like, something definitely ain't right. So I brought the car home, I parked it, and so I was looking up online to see, yes, some of the manuals did have problems. So I went to take the car to the dealership, and I'd have to rev it to about 3,500 RPMs for the clutch to even engage to move the car. So the next clip you see is the technician is their advanced SRT/Viper guy, transmission guy driving the car. Here I am with Ken, transmission guy, checking to see what the problem is. You gotta go to like 3,500 for it to even go.
No way.
Yeah.
We go for a ride, but I'm gonna tell you right now, we're definitely talking clutch issue right there.
So even when you change the gear, it does the same thing.
High RPMs,
yeah.
Very little movement. There's no need going for no test ride. I'm telling you right now, it's going in the clutch area.
Okay.
Whether it's release, bearing, whatever, I won't know until I get it apart.
Not a problem, Ken.
So I'm gonna pull right on back around. Yeah, I can hear it.
Just a little bump, it might tap. Ooh!
Sorry. Plastic plate.
So I went when the dealership was like, oh yeah, the clutch is bad. Could be the clutch, they don't know what is wrong. So I was like, because the clutch comes with a 12-month warranty, or I don't remember the mileage either, 12 months or 12,000 miles in a year, whichever one comes first. So I'm right at 14 months. So I was like, hey, I reported this problem before. The dealer was like, oh, we have no record of you reporting that there was a clutch problem. And I was like, yes, I came in here for the clutch problem, just like I came in here for the oil problem. They was like, no, we have no record of that. So I was like, okay, cool. So I actually called SRT and I was like, hey, I'm at a dealership. They told me they have no records of it. And SRT, every time you call SRT, they actually document when you call and give your case a reference number each time. So what I would recommend, every time you bring your car to the dealership, call the SRT team, tell them the problem you have, even though you may not need them, but that way it's documented And so they actually, because I had brought this up earlier, they was like, okay, we'll inspect it and may change it up under the warranty, even though it's outside of the 12-month window. So always call SRT no matter what, because the dealership, they said they had no record of me coming in for this problem. And good thing I called SRT, because every time you call, as I said, they'll give you a reference number. And when you go to the dealership for a problem, if they give you a hassle, just call the SRT team. And she actually called them while I was there and spoke with the service manager. So I went back after the fact, so I got the report on what was wrong with it. I went there and I took some pictures, and I'll put the pictures up here in a minute on the video. So this is what the problem that they found. The diagnosis finds the pressure plate failure. So the pressure plate failed, causing the flywheel and clutch disc to burn. Recommend replacement. Install new clutch disc, new pressure plate, and throw out bearing. Pressure plate from the beginning. So good thing I called in. The clutch feels like night and day difference from when I had it. It's completely different. So I was like, man, I had a bad clutch from the beginning. So if you think, so you should not drive your car, and when you reach home, you should not smell clutch burning unless you were doing donuts or burnouts or something like that. And just under regular driving conditions, I had that smell. I come and park in the garage and it smelled like clutch for hours after the fact, after I've parked. So once again, I do know how to drive a manual. Everybody's like, oh, you don't know how to drive a manual. Keep your hand off the gear shifter. That wasn't the problem. It was an actual mechanical failure of my clutch and the pressure plate. So once again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching the video. Please share if you do like it, give it a thumbs up. Thanks. I'd also like to give a shout out to my executive producer, engineer, and my cameraman for my videos, my son RJ. He shares a passion of cars with me, and one day Maximus will more than likely be his, if he shows to be responsible. Once again, thanks for watching. Peace.